The once highly successful and entrepreneurial, industrial, and cutting-edge city of Mysore, which started the hydroelectric project, silk sarees, kanjifa, inlay, bulbs, fine heritage, and even a bank to fund the many entrepreneurial ventures. It was so successful that even we made a delicacy, we made a sweet out of it to commemorate all of our victories throughout history. But somewhere down the line, we became bogged down and we became more prideful in what we had done. And somehow we became a laid back city. But from then till now, for the first time ever, Mysore is showing us that the grass is greener on our side. And I have one person here to thank for that on behalf of everybody, that is Mr. PV Naidu, the man with the golden touch and even a more precious heart, the one who gave birth to the idea of Beyond Bangalore. I call on stage Mr. Venkat to introduce this illustrious speaker today.
It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Mr. P. Naidu, Chairman of the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission. He will be speaking on ideas for growth beyond Bengaluru. Mr. P. Naidu brings in 30 years of experience as an entrepreneur, mentor, and Indian IT growth facilitator. He has played a seminal role for the growth of the IT industry of India in his capacity as Director of Software Technology Parks of India. Mr. Naidu has facilitated the growth of the software exports from less than 8 million with 13 companies in 1991 to 12 million from more than 1,800 companies in Bengaluru by 2007. Apart from Startup Excel, he is also an IC member on TiECon Fund. He has founded and helped many organizations as well as policy groups like IESA, Vision Group, Invest Karnataka, Karnataka Knowledge Commission, Karnataka ICT Group, and many others to catalyze the growth of industry in India. Mr. Naidu has been awarded with the Rajya Sabha Award in 2022 in recognition to his contribution to Karnataka. Mr. Naidu is one of the most influential leaders in India, and his insights are sure to be valuable to everyone here. I would like to call upon Mr. Naidu.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. After the electrifying talk from the Mohan, and of course our Grand Guru Harish, it is very difficult to talk anything further. Mohan covers everything. He is a numbers man. He covers everything. I'm sure that all the speakers following today will have difficulty in matching up to the numbers, matching up to the information that he has shown. During this time. So nevertheless, I've been coming to the Mysuru probably last 25 years, and I've seen that since 1998 when we started the first HTPS center in JSS, and then onwards I've been watching this growth that is happening. I should also tell you, last 1 year, I came probably 5-6 times here. I was telling some people that through TiECon, what we achieved in last 18 months, we could not achieve in last 18 years. That's the kind of focus and impact that is, as an organization TiECon, with the support of the industry, could be able to create. Why are we doing all this? Number one, Mohan talked about all the big numbers, right? But one big number which always lingers back in my mind is that our Prime Minister said that by 2047, we are going to be a developed country. And then, EY did some math and said that we are going to reach around $26 trillion economy by 2047. From the current $3.1 trillion. And then probably some more discussions happened politically, and then our Prime Minister said that it's not just 26 trillion, we are going to reach a $14 trillion economy by 2047. that glued into my mind, very strongly that if India has to achieve $40 trillion economy, what is that we all need to do together? There are opportunities that the country is providing, opportunities, like Mohan mentioned, that, the IT services, we only talk about the $200 billion IT services, right? We do not talk too much on the domestic. Our domestic market is also growing with the 200 crores of 200 billions of export, IT exports. Then suddenly our electronics is starting growing. We became probably second largest mobile phone manufacturer in the world, and those exports are growing. And added to that, digitalization, what Mohan also mentioned, our India stack has fueled the growth of the digitalization. So there are opportunities, our services, traditional IT services export industry. There are opportunities in terms of the digitalization that is bringing in, and also there is an opportunity of the startups that are emerging. Together, will pave way to our $40 billion economy. But it is not sufficient only Bangalore, Hyderabad, or any of the larger cities. We need to discover, that is the discovery path we started in with the mission of Beyond Bangalore. And this is a very, very focused mission, which we started 18 months back. I must tell you that we could able to achieve something which probably we all feel proud of that. 36 new companies have come. I'm talking about the Beyond Bangalore, all the clusters together, the Mysuru, Bangalore, and the Hubli. 36 new companies have come and started their operations. And Mysuru is obviously leading among all these three clusters. As we move forward, I see there is going to be a good competition coming from these clusters, and Mysuru will become the role model for the rest of the places, rest of the clusters of Bangalore and Hubli. But what is interesting in Mysuru, somebody was saying, Mysuru has a great strength, but still doesn't talk too much about that. Not many people are aware that, Mysuru does the defense offset much more than any other larger city. The defense offset opportunity is a huge opportunity that Mysuru and the EMS companies of Mysuru is there. Not many people are aware. And what Ranson's done is a phenomenon. A company, Cyan coming and acquiring a company in Mysuru and giving an exit to a Mysuru company is a great story to tell the people. These are all the great stories of Mysuru. And recently, Ramesh Khanna Skins is one of the companies got listed and doing very well in the public markets. When I talk about the canes to many other people, many people surprised that the Mysuru has so much of potential and opportunity. I think Mysuru has all the ingredients. We saw that the three entrepreneurs who have grown from Mysuru taking the Lifetime Achievement Award, and we also see a lot of other entrepreneurs are emerging. And these new companies wanted to come. Out of 36, I think 22 companies have come to Mysuru itself. I was talking to Will of Socrates yesterday, and he feels so proud and happy that he's in Mysuru and he's growing big. He wanted to grow to the 1,000+ people. Same story with the company Art Source, right? Art Source. This is the company. Yeah, whatever. Art Process. Yeah, she is an young and woman entrepreneur, and she wants to grow. And her growth aspirations are what she is talking about, employing another 1,500 people. These are all the aspirations. What Bill told me and what she told me, or that they get the resources here. And Bill is very happy because the people don't leave his company, right? And the attrition levels are very low. These are all the strengths. And then when we wanted to create this Beyond Bangalore mission to all the cities, we need to give some kind of a local flavor, tech flavor or tech touch. And that is when we thought about creating a cyber security as a tech flavor to Mysuru city being the tech barrier city. Likewise, Bangalore, we said it's a fintech destination because 8 banks have come out of Bangalore, and Hubli Dharwad as a edutech and an academic. That is really working. And there is a company from Mumbai, a cyber security company from Mumbai, by name Wellox. They came and set up a cyber security center here. And then Mysuru is also attracting a cyber security COE here. A large investment is going to happen here with the support of the government. So a lot of things are happening. With all the things, many people, you're reading about the huge buzz of the electronics industry. Mysuru is the only place where the electronics companies from Korea, electronics companies from Taiwan came and visited here to set up their manufacturing. There are 22 companies, electronic systems design and manufacturing companies, given LOI to set up the operations here. Letter of intent. So there are 22 ESDM companies, including one fab. The government of India approved that fab would come here, but that's subject to the government of India approval. But there are ATM facilities. There are 2 companies that are coming here. The battery companies, one large PCB, 8-layer PCB manufacturing company, and all these things are coming here. Why are they coming here? Because Mysuru is a little different. Now, Mysuru is a place, I always told to the people, it has both flavor of electronics and flavor of IT. No other city in India has that. You may be knowing, Mysuru is only the place where there is an industry-driven Lahari test facility was set up. Government of India wanted to set up 14 or 15 such centers across the country for the last so many years, but nowhere that test centers have come and operationalized, except the one in Mysuru, and all of you should feel proud of that. And that test facility here in Mysuru, not only attracting, the other day, Bosch company said that they wanted from Bangalore, they wanted to come and use the facility in Mysuru. So that is the power of Mysuru, and I'm sure with this kind of the growth or these kind of we all need to talk about these success stories to the outside world. We are actually planning to do one delegation from 21st of April to the 6th of May, going across 5 cities in US, primarily to talk about what is happening in this Beyond Bangalore clusters and attract the, some kind of investments here. When we spoke about, there is an organization called ITSER, which is a conglomerate of 2,000 small and medium-sized companies. When we talked to them, they wanted us to host 3 events in 3 cities because they are all SMEs driven by the NRIs. They say that they are all fed up with Hyderabad and Bangalore and other larger cities. They wanted to come to the smaller cities like Mysuru. That is an indication that the people are looking at, And this is the time that, we all need to come together to perform. From the KDM perspective, we have a very high energetic team. All of you know Sanjeev today, he could not be here. Sanjeev and our Sudhir is here, locally he is stationed here. We are strengthening this team, and this team is always with you, supporting the industry and working with you to make sure that these, the targets we meet. So when we have this $500 billion digital economy in the country, and which is poised to grow to the 1 trillion by 25-26 and 3 trillion by 2030, this is a digital economy. Mysuru should have some share of that. Unfortunately, these are all the smaller cities contribute less than $2 billion in this overall opportunity. We said when we set up the KDM, we said that by 2026 we should all the three clusters should contribute at least $5 billion, and by 2030 at least $10 billion. Those targets will not happen until unless you people like Mohan has morning energized, right? Mysuru should not be like a traditional Mysuru, it should wake up. I'm seeing that last 18 months it woke up. Now we need to see how you can run. And for the government and the KDM perspective, whatever support that is needed, we are here to support. And there are a few other things which I wanted to tell you. When we started the discussion with the leaders here, and they said that we do not have a quality IT infrastructure. Now we are setting up a 200,000 square feet area as a global tech center. That is already, actually, it is already announced by the government and inaugurated by the government. The initial phase of 3,000 seats will be ready. I think 6 companies have already signed up to come there. So the problem of the high-tech quality IT infrastructure problem got solved, right? I'm just talking to Ranga, and like we know, it happened even in Bangalore. It happened. ITPL came in 1996. That time ITPL is a grand attraction. Singapore investments coming in the ITPL, lot of companies it would be able to attract. Likewise, we thought this 200,000 square feet area in Mysuru should attract the companies on the services side. The other thing, what we also said, even though Prashant said that probably we do not require the capital funds may not come here. I know Ajit is here. There are people who wanted to invest into the funds here. So from the government perspective, we got the Mysuru cluster seed fund approved. Government is investing 30%. The bankers are investing 30%. It is a small fund. We expect the local leaders to invest the other 30%. I think Sanjeev will be talking to all of you. Like what has happened in the TiECon fund for Bangalore, it can start happening from 3 months from now. The reason is Mysuru entrepreneurs should have their own local pride, local flavor, that they see. I'm not saying that this fund is sufficient for their growth, right? But at least at the seed level, that will be helpful. And the local HNIs can invest into the fund, and you people, the complete investment committees from the industry, and you can drive that fund. So that will, second thing that obviously will be helpful to the Mysuru. So you have the quality infrastructure, you have the seed fund and the startups. Madan is here. And as a part of this delegation, there are few of the startups have been taken to the US to participate in the TiECon. Right? So there are more than 450 startup companies are identified from these 3 clusters, maybe 150 to 200 from Mysuru. Sudhir?
Yes, sir.
How many?
190. 190.
190 startups. They came into the startup grid, and we are showcasing the startups to the rest of the country and the rest of the world. And the other one, what government also, we created an accelerated network. That is also is already announced. The acceleration network is nothing but there is an accelerator. I think JSS got that. There will be some funding from the government of Karnataka to support that accelerator network. And there is an accelerator in Bangalore is going to mentor this accelerator. And this accelerator are going to support the startups. So there is a fund, there is an accelerator, and any entrepreneur out of Mysuru, he should feel as comfortable as any other entrepreneur in the country. That is what is our goal, that is what we are trying to do. So, to take this movement a little more forward, we are strengthening the KDM with us, giving a few more hands to Sudhir, and also KDM will be working with JSS and Mr. Sudanwa to do a COE for metaverse, and this is one place where the UNESCO came and said that they wanted to help in setting up of a COE. The metaverse COE is coming up, and Mr. Sudanwa is leading that. Apart from the cyber security COE, and finally, I have one announcement. To do that announcement, may I request Mr. Sudanwa and Mr. Madan Patki to come on to the dais, please.
We also request Ms. Shavani Pawar also to please join on stage. Ms. Shavani from TiECon.
These are the two gentlemen passionately driving the Thai initiative in Mysuru. The good news is global TiECon, and this as a Thai Karnataka, they bid for the global TiECon for 2024, and then the Karnataka won that in
ಅದನ್ನ ನಂಗೂ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ
And this is a team that going to try this TiECon. This time we don't want to call this as a global TiECon in Bangalore. So we are working on the details. Maybe Madan can explain you. We wanted this Mysuru flavor in that. The global TiECon will have between Bangalore and Mysuru, it will happen. Actually, our initial thought is only to do in Mysuru. But some of the people globally, they said, no, one day at least it should be in Bangalore. So Mysuru will have a great, role to play. And
Thank you, Vivi. This is the first time that we're announcing this, so huge round of applause to all the partners. TiE Global Summit is a packed global event. As you're aware, TiE itself is in 14 countries, 60 plus chapters. Last year it happened in Hyderabad, several of you were there. Some 3,000 odd delegates, about 1,000 plus delegates from across the globe. And this time, TiE Bangalore with TiE Hubli, TiE Mysuru, and there's a new chapter coming up in Mangalore, which is getting announced on 19th, 20th in Mangalore, TiE Mangalore, along supported by KDM. We all put in a bid. There was a global set of bids that had given, and TiE Bangalore and TiE Karnataka chapters, group of chapters, won it hands down. Obviously, there is massive interest in coming to Bangalore from across the world, but obviously we said it's not just Bangalore, we will showcase every other cluster, we, Belgaum, Mysuru, Mangalore, and really create a unique Karnataka experience. So this is going to happen in November, December of 2024. We have a good 16 to 18 months for the event to happen, and we've kind of promised to ourselves that this will be the world's largest entrepreneurial summit ever. And it will not just an event, but it will propel Karnataka beyond the Silicon Valley that's in the US. And that's the kind of momentum that we have to build. I know we have it with all of us. So look forward to working with each and every one of you to put really Karnataka on the global map as the destination for entrepreneurship in the world. Thank you.
I also wanted to just reply to the yesterday, Mr. Ajit Pai's comment that despite of the government, the things have happened in Bangalore. Where is Mr. Pai? Ajit Pai? So I wanted to tell all of you, actually, the government and industry should work like two hands. That is what has happened in my Bangalore. I can vouch for that. I know one for last 20, since 1994, every IP policy, every IP event, every IP initiative, like Mohan was mentioning, since 1994 till now, this happened, because of what Mohan has a huge passion, and I also have a lot of passion for the government. We work together to make the things happen in Karnataka. And likewise, even when we started the KDM, we created the Invest Karnataka. That is again as a public-private partnership. It has gone to some level, but not purely. We wanted to keep the body outside the government. That is the reason KDM has been created. KDM is nothing but the two hands. One hand is the government, and the other hand is the industry. They coming together on the board. You have all the the government representation on the board and the industry representation on the board. And we also have the local leaders playing a facilitating role to support the KDM. So KDM is a truly by the industry, for the industry, supported by the government. So I'm sure that the government would, help you to grow further. Ajit, did I answer you? So we will stand by you, and as I said that we are strengthening the KDM initiatives, and the KDM is, as Madan said that, with the TiE, with the IESA, with the NASCOM, and with the local leaders of the, every city, all coming together to make this mission happen. And again, I'm telling you, what didn't happen for last 18 years, happened in last 18 months. And I'm sure that this growth will continue. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. B.V. Naidu, and thank you, Madan Paliti, sir, President of TiE Bangalore, Mr. Sudarma, President of TiE Mysuru, and Shravani Pawar, the immediate past President of TiE Hubli and the first woman President of TiE Hubli. And I think together with the combined power, we'll make TSG truly globally renowned and the biggest conference across the world for entrepreneurs. Aspiration, ambition, action, and an impetus for acceleration. All of it provided by KDM and through the Beyond Bangalore initiative. Huge round of applause for the coming together of government and industry. In the previous session, they talked about agriculture focus, but B.V. Naidu sir also mentioned about focus on ESDM, defense, cybersecurity, metaverse, and so much more from Mysuru. We have a lot to look forward to, so thank you, sir, for your session. Now I call Mr. Sudarma Dhananjaya, sir, to please come to the stage and present a small token of our appreciation to Mr. B.V. Naidu.